I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good.
Feeling great. Yes,
In spite of all that the devil tries to take you through and put you through, you have to remain strong in the time of your tribulation. If you cannot remain strong, something is wrong with your faith in your God.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So there's nothing wrong with the God. There's something wrong with us when we lose our faith. Because the scripture says that the God is all powerful. We keep saying that. All wise and all powerful and all this and all that. And when trouble strikes, all the power seems to dissipate. That's right, brother. Yes, sir. So we thank the Creator, brothers and sisters, that we are strong people. Do everyone see this? Do we need to enlarge it? Or are we good?
Okay.
All right. Hallelujah. Our topic this evening is just that. What good is your knowledge? Knowledge has a purpose. Knowledge breaks the spell of ignorance. It is ignorance that keep us as a people in the situations and the conditions we're in. Someone asked me years ago, because I've always been the way I am, just like you are the way you are. But when they don't like something, they want to pick at it. Brother, why are you so hard on black people? When the white man is doing this and the white man is doing that. And I said, brother, that's true, but the white man only can do what we allow him to do.
That's right.
And I'm hard on us because we keep ourselves in an oppressive and poor condition. Do we not?
Yes, sir.
We can get ourselves out of this condition in America overnight. But many of us love waddling in the mud. We like to play in that field. And I'm talking about the European field. Because we're in America. We're in a big mud pile right now. And we like rolling in this mud. So the Creator gave us knowledge to do something with it, but we're not using it. So what really is knowledge? Let's move on so we can see what knowledge really is and how we're supposed to be applying this knowledge to our lives. Knowledge is a noun. A noun is described as a person, a place, or a thing. Shaka Zulu, Queen Nzinga, even animals fall in the category of noun. Place, Africa, Richmond, where we are, etc. Places are a noun. And things, material objects, matter, personal possessions, articles, items. So if a noun, if the word knowledge is a noun, it's not a person, it's not a place. Therefore, it must be what? A thing. So knowledge is something you're supposed to possess.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
It's a possession. And it's not something you just possess up here. It's something you're supposed to possess up here so you can possess out here. It's material object. It's matter, solid. Personal possessions, articles, items. Let's see what we're doing wrong. The reason our knowledge is not turning into something we can possess, whereas everyone else's knowledge is becoming their personal possessions. Let's go to our next page. Let's look at that word possess. Brother Sekou, read that for us, please.
Possess. Have as belonging to one. Own, the ownership of. A. To hold, occupy, or reside in. B. To be in possession of or to take possession, ownership of. C. To hold in one's control, master of, own.
Does not all of our holy writings teach us to possess knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And knowledge is a noun, which means it brings forth more possessions. Once you get the possession of knowledge, you're supposed to possess something else. So the question is, what good is all this knowledge if we, African African people got all this African knowledge, but we don't have Africa, nor any land. So we have knowledge, but have no possessions. We rent everything we have, or we buy our possessions from other people. If we're not buying it from the Europeans, we're buying it from Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, and other Europeans outside of America. Even many products we get from Africa imported to America is made somewhere else. So a lot of African possessions are not even African. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Knowledge is supposed to bring forth something. So if knowledge is a thing to possess, then what good is your knowledge if you're not producing anything? Because we're priding ourselves today on all this knowledge. Right? We're conscious. We're woke. We all into the blackness. We're African-centric or Afrocentric. We're comedic. We're spiritual. We're religious. But nothing has been produced out of all this stuff we're talking about. More than 30 times in the scripture, or excuse me, in the Bible, did Yahweh tell Israel to go in and possess the land. More than 30 times he said, possess the land. Now notice the land they went to possess was not theirs. They always went in and possessed the enemy's land. Did y'all know that?
That's right.
Land was never theirs. You say you in the enemy's land, but we're not taking possession of it. We say the God is on our side, but we're afraid to fight the battle. The elders used to say, if you fight, God will fight with you.
That's right.
We are being defeated because we are afraid to fight. It's not that God is a coward. The African man and the woman has become the coward. Mostly the man over the woman. Because like I said last week, sisters will fight you.
Still fighting.
Brothers, you got to second guess a brother. We'll run now. See, black people, we are seeking possession of other people's land. In other words, we want to inherit what they produce. Integration. Assimilation. That means you're trying to possess something you didn't produce, but somebody else out of their knowledge got.
Come on, brother.
But the God wants you to put your knowledge to work. So what good is all this religion and spirituality and consciousness if we're not producing anything? Now I have to ask the question, because you can put all the way around this wall bookshelves. I can line them up with my books at home and still have books left over. Meaning we got a lot of knowledge out there. We're producing a lot. We're writing a lot, right? So what is the good of all this knowledge we're producing and we have nothing to show for it? That's the question I'm asking tonight. Let's move on and let's take a look at a comedic proverb and also Hosea 4:6, which we're familiar with. Brother Sekou.
Knowledge breaks the spell of ignorance. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
All right, hallelujah. The comedic proverbs goes in, unites with Romans chapter 1, verse 22. Knowledge breaks the spell of ignorance. And in the book of Romans, it says, they were so wise, they became fools. See, we get caught up in our own wisdom, not the wisdom of the God, but our own wisdom. And because we get caught up in our own wisdom, we lack the knowledge to break the ignorance. Because you need what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. These three are not the same. You can be wise and not have knowledge of that which you're wise in. And you can have knowledge and lack the understanding of that which you think you know. So these three things go together, but they're not the same. They build up Y'all with me? My people are destroyed. The Bible is spooky, but that's real. Because right here in America in 2019, the God and the goddess people are being destroyed for their lack of knowledge. So knowledge has power to it. Because if we have destroyed ourselves for the lack of knowledge, then surely we can free ourselves with the knowledge. That's what it's telling us. That if we really put our knowledge to work, we can set ourselves free from the chains and the shackles that the white man has put us in.
That's right.
Isn't that something great? Let me show you why black people are failing in their knowledge and why our knowledge isn't producing anything for us. Let's look at these symbols right here. Let's go to our next clip. Let's take a good look. Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's read Proverbs first. No, we're good. We're good. We'll back up in a second. All right. Let's read Proverbs 1:7 and Proverbs 2:5.
The fear or reverence of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 2:5. Then shall you understand the fear or respect of Yahweh and find the knowledge of God.
Hallelujah. Fear, not being afraid, but reverence. Fear also means respect.
Right.
One of the reasons our knowledge is not working for us is because we're trying to do it without the knowledge of God. See, we said, let thy will be done. We say, inshallah, if it be the will of God, right? We keep talking about this will of God, which is the mind of God, the thought of God, the thinking of God, meaning the knowledge of God. But then when it's time to use our knowledge, we cut God out. So we don't have the divine mind anymore. So without the mind of God, because the fear of God is the beginning of what? Knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. That's what we're doing today. It says, then when you reverence the Creator, then you will in your understanding fear him out of respect and find that knowledge of God that is in you. We're not using that knowledge. We're calling ourselves gods and goddesses and cutting out the God and the goddess. Again, destroying self. Let's roll backwards. Then let's look at those signs and symbols. This is what. Let's come down. Keep on. No, you doing right. Come on down.
Now you're going the wrong
Oh,
direction.
wrong. I'm sorry. My fault. My fault.
Go back.
My fault. My fault. All right, right here. Let's shrink that down. Make sure everybody can see all of them. Oh no, we got them. We got to bring up a little higher. We got them. All of these signs and symbols. Listen now, brothers and sisters. Y'all know these signs and symbols, right? The Hebrew Star of David, the Christian cross, the crescent star, black power, Masons, Eastern Star, Hinduism, Buddhism, Illuminati, skull and bones, the swastika, which is really African, yin yang, and the dove. All of these are spiritual religious symbols, secret society symbols. They have physical meanings to them, spiritual meanings to them, and esoteric, hidden or secret meanings to them. All of them. What we spend our time doing in our knowledge is this. We hold now the knowledge of the meaning of these symbols. And we're walking around bragging about the knowledge we have of what they mean. That's not important. The meaning is supposed to give you the further education in it. Knowing the meaning of the symbols is no good because in all the deep teachings of it all, it's the working of the symbols that makes them powerful. You have to know how to work the symbols. There's work to be done in all of this. Black power is no good if you can't in your community work black power. Right? The Ankh, life, means nothing if you don't know how to work life. Why am I saying this? Because knowledge is a possession. Anything you possess must be worked on or built up. Meaning knowledge has work to it. Reading a book is useless if you don't close that book and take the knowledge you learned from it and put it to work. It's a waste of time. I told you I can fill this room up with my books and have books left over. What good are those books if nothing is coming out of it? For me, my wife, my family, my nation. What good is knowledge? We have been wasting knowledge since we've been in America. We're bragging about what we know the meaning of the symbols are, but we haven't put the symbols to work for us. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go a little further. Everybody talking about flashing signs. Make this a little bigger. We flashing signs. We think we got knowledge. Brother flashing sign, that means such and such. We write long reports on it. So what? White man don't care if you flash the sign. He don't care now that you have know the meaning of the sign. What his concern is, keep them niggas from knowing how to work the sign.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
These things represent something in their meaning, but they represent work. They let you flash it, they don't know the work behind it. This is just to throw you off, to give you something to talk about, and to think you have been what? Dazzled by something great. That's the sign on the back of the dollar bill, right? That's your sign.
Yes, sir.
Everybody know the meaning of it. That's the Illuminati. No, that's your sign. That comes from Major Kibben. Why is his sign on his money? Because he knows how to work that sign.
That's right.
We're not working it. That's why all we're doing is flashing stuff. Right? What good is a sign if you don't have a road to stick it in? His signs all around you on poles. His signs on billboards. He's working his sign and generating wealth from the knowledge he has obtained from the sign itself. Because there's teachings behind these things. But there's no point teaching it if you're not going to work it. So what good is all of our knowledge? What good has the Christian knowledge, the Moorish knowledge, the conscious knowledge, the Kemetic knowledge done in the black community? What have we produced? Show me a black-owned grocery store that don't belong to him or her, but belong to us. See, we like to flash on this thing right here when a brother and sister open up their business, but it's not ours. We just are individual people.
That's right.
We're not a collective people. Everyone else move collectively together. We move, I got mine, now you get yours. That's not knowledge. That's foolishness. What good is it for you to have a mansion and walk outside and your people starving? Right? White people don't do that. Koreans don't do that. Arabs don't nobody do that but us. We talk about it all the time. Look around. Look at what the Mexicans have. How long they been here? Just a little over what? 30, 40 years maybe? They came in. They were cleaning people's homes, cleaning offices. Their husbands were doing yard work. They collectively worked together, obtained the knowledge they needed, and now they built themselves communities all over America. They run their own businesses. Collectively. They help get others into America, house them, set them up for jobs, etc., etc., etc. We know the score. Let's move on. So what good are the signs and the symbols if you don't know the work? See, that's why in the secret societies there's something called ritualistic work. All we do is party. They obtain the knowledge to this. Knowledge plus action equals power. Power is also something you can possess. Power comes in the form in this world, I'm proving to you. You're not powerful in this world unless you have what? Wealth and land. Isn't that right? Malcolm said it because Elijah taught it. Get land. You don't have any power in America if you don't have any land. Because land is the wealth of the world, followed by what you call money. Land can get you anything. If you got the right amount of land, you can have the bank will give you the money to put a house on it. You don't have to argue with them. They're going to check your credit. How much land you got? Because they know if you don't pay it, we get the land. So land is a powerful resource. Let's go to number 8, please. Let's read from the Maranatha, volume 1, page 89.
As the foundation of love, which is the source of wealth. Wealth, according to spiritual tradition, results from the pooling of human resources in a harmonious, peaceful, and cooperative manner.
What is the foundation of wealth?
Love.
The foundation of love, which is the source of your wealth. What good is all this black knowledge and we're not loving each other?
Teach it, brother.
That keeps us from unifying. The lack of unity keeps us from working together. The lack of our working together keeps us from gaining wealth because we have no love. So I don't care what brothers and sisters say, all this knowledge is a waste of time if you don't know how to put it together.
All right.
According to Maranatha, our spiritual traditions, the pooling of human resources, skills, deeds, talents, finances, brings a harmonious, peaceful, and cooperative nation. That's our problem. We have knowledge. What good is it? We don't have harmony. We don't have peace. And we do not cooperate. So what good is the knowledge that we have? Because let me tell you what I'm getting sick and tired of. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing, and yes, I got to get sick and tired of it. And I'm going to tell you why I got sick and tired of it. Because here in Richmond, I'm not talking about nowhere else. I told you last week, January 1 came in, and January 2, we killed 2 of us. Jasmine Barnes was 7 years old. We thought a white man killed her. 2 niggas. Drive by thinking they shooting at another gang member, shooting at the wrong person. So you killed an innocent child shooting at the wrong man. You didn't even think about the other heads you saw in the car. So this is why I'm tired of hearing the word woke, consciousness. I'm tired of hearing it because we're not there. So why am I hard on black people? Because black people are the only people holding themselves back.
Come on, brother.
We can't blame the white man anymore. The white man sit in his house. He let us run his businesses, and we come in for a job and we won't hire us. The white man sit in his house. He sends us out to do the dirty work, and we throw the dirt on one another. So we can't blame him now for what we do to ourselves. We're not slaves anymore. Not in that fashion. We do it now because we want to do it. Because we hate each other and not love one another. This all you hear us say is how we hate ourselves. I hate that nigga. I hate her. I hate him. Why? And most of the time it's not because they did anything to you. It's because they got themselves together. They're cleaning themselves up. They stop acting like a nigga, now they're acting like a god and a goddess. They don't hang with you and roll with you like that anymore because they're trying to get their lives together. They want to improve. So we start hating. And then we fuel our hate with a lie. He or she think they're better than me. No, he or she wants to better themselves. It's not that they think they're better than you. They want to better themselves. Now, if you want to stay in the gutter, stay in the gutter.
That's right.
Let's go to number 9. So we need some help because we got some issues going on. Proverbs 24 verses 3 through 5.
Through wisdom is a house built, and by understanding it is established. And
Yes,
by
sir.
knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong. Yeah, a man of knowledge increases strength, wealth, prosperity, and abundance.
Understand that wisdom, understanding, and knowledge are what? Different things, but they build up together, right? Through wisdom, a house is built. By understanding, it is established. Now let's get to some key words. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with precious and pleasant riches. Knowledge is supposed to bring you wealth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What good is all this knowledge? And we're living in poverty. What good is all this knowledge? We don't have our own grocery stores, our own banks, our own schools, nothing else. What good? The Creator said knowledge is supposed to fill your house with precious and pleasant riches. Knowledge is not to shine to say you know something.
That's right.
It's not to get on social media and brag about something or make everyone else feel like you're a great scholar. Knowledge should bring you wealth. So what good is all this knowledge we kicking around and we still don't own a thing? A wise man is strong. Yea, a man of knowledge increases in strength. And I had to underline that, put it in red to let you know strength wasn't talking about his muscle. It's talking about his wealth, his prosperity, and his abundance. So if we're not going to do anything with this knowledge, then what good is it? We'll be talking about this till doomsday. And everybody else will be springing up around us in wealth, prosperity, riches, and everything else, and we still running around regardless. That's something else I'm tired of hearing. God's without a ram.
Yeah.
Without a realm.
God's without a kingdom. Kings and queens with nothing to rule over. I mean, I got to bash us, brothers and sisters. I bash them myself because I am one of us. What good is all this knowledge if we're not putting it to work?
Amen.
Let's go to our next page.
Oh, sorry.
It was scrolling there. Are you with us?
Yes.
All right, let's look at Ecclesiastes, I believe. Yep, 7:12. Read that for us, brother Sekou.
For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellence of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to them that have it. The American Standard Version. For wisdom is a defense, even as money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom preserves the life of him that has it.
In the world in which you live, money is a defense. Tell me what you don't need money for. Light bill, gas, dental bill, child school, water, grocery, clothing. Solomon wasn't lying. Now don't get that wrong, because I don't want nobody in here, or if someone sees us later, see all preachers talking about money again. The love of money is the root of all evil. The Creator never said money is an evil. You need money. This is our defense. But it takes knowledge to get it. Wisdom in order to obtain it and give us the life that we want to have.
That's right.
It takes knowledge. So what's the point of writing a lot of books, inviting a lot of scholars to come and speak to us, talking about how woke and how conscious you are, when in reality, we got all this knowledge and we're still not producing anything in the world? Preserves. Keeps him or her that has it. Where's it keeping you from? Poverty, hunger, stress, anxiety. Because when we lack stuff in life, that's what hit us.
Yes.
Isn't that right? If the child is sick and we don't have the proper insurance, we're stressed out because we could not afford the proper medical for our child. We're stressed. This is why most black people in America die. From stress, high blood pressure, anxiety. Why? Because we struggle with daily life. We're worrying. We're stressed out from how we're going to make it from this end to that end, from day one to day two. We're just struggling, beating ourselves down. Can't sleep good at night. Causing all types of emotional disturbances in the body. We need money. That's a fact. Roll to the next one. Let's see what else Solomon said. We're going to Proverbs now. 10:19.
A feast is made for laughter and joy, and wine makes merry, happy, and cheerful.
Come on.
But money answers all things.
That wise man again.
Hallelujah.
You can have a feast, that's for joy. Wine is for happiness, cheerfulness. Solomon said, but it's the money. The answer is all things. Because we lack knowledge, all we want is the food and the wine. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
And because we lack knowledge, when we get the money, all we buy is the food and the wine. Isn't that right?
That's right, brother.
Knowledge is a noun. It falls not in the category of a person or a place, but a thing. Right? But money answers all things. Knowledge is that thing to produce that money. To answer all your problems.
Come on, brother.
This is why black people need to unite collectively, pool our resources. Then we can have a great feast of laughter. We can have wine to make merry because we have the money to answer all our problems. We are being deceived here in America. We want to invest in the white man's banks, but we don't want to invest in ourselves. That's how the devil tricks us. We put our money in his resources, but we don't put it in the resource of self. But we think we're doing something wise. That man playing us like a bad hand. Let's go to number 12. We're being played, brothers and sisters. We need to get this thing together. Money is needed, but it comes from your knowledge. Look at this. There are approximately 35,000 black millionaires in America. Only 3 black billionaires as of 2016. Since 2013, blacks waste $1.2 trillion a year. That man tracking your money. The Washington Post of 2017 reported that 1 in 7 white families are millionaires. Boom, there it is. There's an estimated, 14,814,453 white millionaires in the U.S. As of January 4, 2018, there were 585 U.S. billionaires, 3 of which are black.
Come on, brother.
Wow.
But we spend more than every race in America. And all we have to show for it is 3 black billionaires out of 585. Something is greatly wrong with it. With all this knowledge we have, we don't have a penny to show for it. Do y'all understand what we're saying here?
Yes, sir.
We are poor because we want to be poor. We're poor because we do not cooperate. That means work together with one another. With all the religious organizations, the political organizations, the secret organizations that belong to black people, why aren't we unified? We're fighting each other, we're picking on one another, but we're not unified because we hate one another.
Come on, brother.
Let's make it plain.
Yes, sir.
I went to the barber today, and while I was sitting there, good brother, I talk to him all the time. I said, man, I got this love-hate relationship for my people. I love black people.
Yes.
But more and more, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm beginning to hate us in many ways. I really am. Because it's an embarrassment as a black man to talk to other brothers and sisters and see how much knowledge, skill, and talents we have. And then look around at other races and look back at us and ask yourself, what is going on with the black man and black woman? I hate this situation. I hate the fact we don't have a school to send our children to. We make Richmond, Virginia rich riding the GRTC bus transit system, we don't have our own bus. Come on, brothers and sisters.
Yes.
$1.2 trillion. That's been since 2013. These devils tracking your money, and they have the knowledge to maneuver that money out your hand. And they keep us dumbfounded, right? They play us. They make us hate each other even the more. How they do that, Pastor? R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Negroes fighting over what What does R. Kelly? He's one black man. Don't get me wrong. If he did it, I don't condone it. But why does this one little issue have to divide us so greatly? We did the same thing with Bill Cosby. I haven't heard one white person, not one white woman,
That one.
out of all them white people that has been doing this. They don't let their problems divide them.
That's right.
They handle their problems in-house. So if R. Kelly did it, we should handle it in-house. Brothers get together, take us behind the barn, put that old-fashioned whipping on.
Yes.
Right or wrong? We let ignorant matters keep us from becoming rich. So the white man know how to play us. He do it through music, through the media, and through other things in everyday society that keep us at odds with one another. He do it through sports. If you not careful, you may walk up on two brothers fighting over the Super Bowl coming up soon.
Right.
Somebody may get shot.
That's right.
Right or wrong? You say something about against a basketball player you don't like, a fan may want to try you. We're stupid now. 13. I got to put it out there. Because we were wise, we wouldn't be in this position. The United States Library of Congress, 838 miles of bookshelves, over 38 million books, not including maps, photos, newspaper, prints, digital things, etc., etc. The Library of Congress altogether says to have in bookshelves 585 miles. We have millions of black books out there that we have published and printed. We don't have one black library to house them in. Not one black library to house our books in. This is the largest library in the United States. Everything that published goes here. I publish a book. Brother Sekou published a book. So Zakia, she copyrighted her music. Brother Tabidi, all of it is in the Library of Congress. If it's legal, it's there. Not unless you print it at home and you sell it at home by yourself. But if you go through any type of publication, copyright, etc., it's in the Library of Congress. They got all of our stuff.
Right.
Plus all of theirs and other people's. We don't have one library to house all of our knowledge. So what good is all this knowledge? We can't even go to a bookstore and get it all. And when brothers and sisters open up a bookstore that we said we want, we don't come and support. Been there, done that. 3 times, thank you. And when we come into black businesses and establishments, we want discounts.
Oh, boy, look.
Y'all don't know how many times when Queen and Son and I had our bookstores open, brothers would come in, 2, 3 books. She rings it up. Well, how much I get? Do you give me a discount? No, brother, the price is on the book. Well, I come to support a black business.
Pay the money. Hey.
We don't do this with white people, yellow people, brown people, but we always want to bargain with our own people. We got to keep lights on, water running. We got to pay the insurance on the building. We got to pay for the supply of the material. Black folks don't think like that. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
This is why we're behind. What's good is all this knowledge. I have to keep asking this question because I want to answer for it. Let's go to 14. I'm trying to find the answer. What good is it if we're not putting it to work? conscious. Stay woke. Woke. Past tense of wake, which means to arise or to be lively. Lively. Lifelike. Energetic. Active. Productive. Negroes aren't woke. And Negroes aren't conscious. Because when you get knowledge that wakes you up and make you conscious, you come to life. You have energy, you become active, and you start producing. I told you knowledge is supposed to bring you wealth. Knowledge is not supposed to put you asleep. We think we're woke, but we're laying in the bed fluttering our eyes. We haven't awoke yet. We're not really conscious yet. One rich person telling you you're conscious don't mean jack to me. Because he, she are rich. I can go down the line. You can search on this Google how many millionaires, black millionaires we got, and they'll tell you their net worth. And when you read the net worth, I'm not calling them names. One was 580-some million. The other one was 840-some million. And I'm just looking at the number of all these stars and rappers and athletes and entertainers and politicians. And some of the preachers. And I'm looking at all these millions. I started adding up and my mind got sick of trying to do it. I let it go. To see how much net worth we had collectively just with the millionaires.
Wow.
See, the white man playing us. He knows who to give the wealth to. Because he knows these I give the wealth to are not going to do anything for them. Oprah went all the way to Paris, only to experience what she experienced in America. Got to the door and they say, you can't come in. Then she got upset. What you upset about? You their pet? That's why they gave you the billions. Billions allowed you to get it. You ain't that bad of a journalist. Come on, people.
That's right.
Y'all know it.
True. That's the truth.
How you get billions? See, they let those who come through the door because they know they have that strong slave mentality to have this wealth. But those of us who are truly trying to wake up and be productive, no, they're not going to let you have it. You got to use your knowledge to get it. White man not going to let you have anything because he know that if you are truly awake or conscious, if you get this amount of money, you're going to leave him and start doing something for self. He don't want that.
That's the truth.
So the God is trying to really wake us up and give us the knowledge that's needed so we can do what? Do what needs to be done to free ourselves. So I have made up my mind that I'm no longer using the word woke or conscious until I see us productive. That's the vow I made to myself. I'm not going to use these terms to describe my people until I see us unified, cooperating together, and productively producing for ourselves. No, we're not woke. We're just fluttering the eyes. And some of us still laying there rubbing them. Let's go to page 15. Isaiah 5:13.
Therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst.
Hallelujah.
Knowledge is what? Power. Power is what? Wealth. That's all power is. Power is wealth. I don't care how you study it, power is wealth. My people have gone into captivity. Why? Because they have no knowledge. Hosea 4:6 said my people are destroyed for the lack of it. And because we lack knowledge, it led us to our captivity. Because if we had the knowledge, that fool would have never got us.
That's the truth.
So if the fool got us, we had to become a lesser fool than him.
Come on.
Isn't that right?
Come on.
Their honorable men are famished, and their multitude is dried up with thirst. You know what God is saying? They don't have anything. Own nothing, have nothing. Which we don't. Because if the white man cut off our water supply, where are we getting it from? Be honest with yourself. We can't go to that place in the mountains and get some real spring water, or this place because we don't own the land. So if we get on the land, he can tell us to get off because he owns everything. We're not understanding this. People bragging about Michael Jordan, brag about him. He's not helping you. He's not trying to be a cooperative community. We went through Kwanzaa. 7 principles. We chant it for 7 days every year, and after the 7th day, we don't do jack. Not one principle is manifested any day after that day, or after Kwanzaa. Right? Chef, we can't even get the Kwanzaa organization in Richmond to you now.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? They have battle with each other. They're trying to bring the bigger crowd to their event. So where we woke at? How are we conscious? Therefore, we're not producing anything, especially not the wealth that is needed to get the future generation out the hell they're in. And that should be our focus, our number one goal. Go to number 16, please. Number one goal. Deuteronomy 8:18.
But thou shalt remember Yahweh thy God, for it is he that gives thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swore unto thy fathers, as it is this day.
The Most High, the great I am that I am, tells us to obtain or possess knowledge. The reason he tells us to obtain or possess knowledge through his word is because in the word or the holy writings of the Most High is the power he has given us to get what? Wealth. You see, he wants to keep his covenant that he swore or made with our foreparents. In other words, the Most High doesn't want his covenant to be made with a poor people. He don't want to make a covenant with you and you're in poverty. He wants to make a covenant with you because you are what? Kings and queens, gods and goddesses. You're supposed to rule the world. He wants to make a covenant with rulers. Why would somebody, come on, let's make it real. Who wants to work with a poor person? You got wealth, and that person said, let's do this, and they don't have a dime in the bank. Now you wonder why no one wants to work with us. Because when they look at us collectively as a people, they realize we don't have any wealth. That's why the Mexicans don't work with you. The Koreans, the Japanese, the Arabs, the white, anyone else, they don't work with you because you have nothing. How you going to go to a white man and see all this real estate, all this land sitting there and say, come on, let's build a mall there. How much you got? I got 23 million. What you got? Well, I figure you fronted for me. Again, that's that Negro mentality. Always wants to what? Borrow and front. We're not living in a day and time for anyone to front money to you anymore or borrow to you. Deuteronomy 28 says, because we turn from Yahweh and curse ourselves, we will become borrowers rather than lenders. Deuteronomy 28 says, wherever you go, whether you work in the city or in the field, meaning the country, the scripture says you will not profit. Because you turn from your God, Deuteronomy 28 says you will have sons and daughters and someone else will own them. Deuteronomy 28 says you shall marry a wife and another man shall sleep with her. Deuteronomy 28 says whether you be a here or whether you be a there, you'll never own it. Now you tell me that's spookism. That's the way you read Deuteronomy 28 yourself. That is God's word speaking to us in this day and time. And the Creator said, all you have to do is remember me, meaning turn back to me. And then I will do what? I will keep my covenant with your fathers, and you will take the knowledge I have given you, and you will gain power, and you will get your wealth. I told you power is about wealth. Because there it is right there. The Most High is equating power and wealth together. Power to get wealth. White man fool you. He got a show on TV called Power. And we watch it all the time, and we talk about it all the time, but we have no wealth. But we glamorize the show. What good is the knowledge when the knowledge is not bringing you the sustenance of life?
Come on, brother.
When you cannot produce your own bank with the knowledge, your own school with the knowledge, your own community with the knowledge, your own factory with the knowledge. Dr. Vernon John, he moved to Petersburg, Virginia. He pastored the Ebenezer Baptist Church before the 16th Street Baptist Church before Dr. King became pastor. He made the famous quote, black people don't even have a factory to make shoelaces. So for a while, Dr. Vernon John did not wear shoelaces. To symbolize we need to become the producers of something. We need to learn to tie our own shoes, is what he was saying. And we need to learn to tie our own shoes with our own strings. And to get our own strings, we got to stop producing something. He preached that down in Georgia, they got rid of him. He brought it to Petersburg, we didn't listen to him. See, when you preach the message about people working to get their wealth and not waiting on something to fall out the sky, they don't want to follow you, they get rid of you, and they'll murder you. Because all they want to hear is something about what's going to drop down. There's no pie in the sky. You got to build it up from the earth. The Most High in all his writing never promised you anything, drop it down. He said, I give you power to get it.
That's right.
He never said once in the scripture, I'll give it to you. Israel got their wealth by how? The Most High said, go in and possess the land. Take everything out of it.
That's right.
They had to go in and fight. They had to kill off the people. And then they had to haul all the wealth out themselves. We're afraid to fight. God knows we're afraid to kill the enemy now. And we would take from us before we take from him.
Come on, brother.
Isn't that right?
Come on, brother.
But he steals from you every day.
Exactly.
Every single day of your life, he's stealing from you. He steals from you in your finances from work. He steals from you in your taxes. He steals from you on your electric bill. He steals on your water bill. He steals on your rent. He steals on your mortgage. He steals off the clothes you buy to put on your back. Because everything is overpriced. He's stealing. But we don't complain. Go to the last. This is the last one. 17. Let's look at this. It's a prayer. Prayer for success. White person wrote it. Father, thank you for the gift of power to get wealth. Bless me with wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, and knowledge to exercise this power in the accumulation and generation of wealth. Amen. White folks don't pray for something to drop in their hands. They don't pray for something to open up from the sky and come down. They pray and say, give me the power to get this wealth. They may do it quicker, but they're doing it. Bless me with wisdom, understanding, counsel. What does counsel mean? Guidance.
That's right.
Another reason the African-American Negro fails. We don't want guidance.
That's right.
We will go in a business not knowing the totality of how to operate that business, but we will not seek guidance
Right.
to learn the business.
That's right.
Study it. That's why most businesses fail. You may be a good mechanic, but if you don't have the business tactic of how to run a mechanic shop or an auto shop, you're going to go under within 6 months to a year. And most of the time, that's what we do. We put our money in a business thinking we got all the knowledge, but we don't want counsel from anyone because we know everything. So therefore, our business folds. There are principles to business. Ask Queen Hasana, I've been doing this for how many years? How long do I keep studying on it? I'm constantly studying, been taught in it, been doing it for 30-some years, but I'm constantly buying books, updating myself on the knowledge of what it takes to run that business. Because businesses change what? Every year.
Yes, sir.
Something old goes out, something new comes in. You got to alter this, you got to change that. As society moves, you got to move with society. We fail. But give me the knowledge to exercise. Exercise is action.
Yes, sir.
Meaning knowledge is not just to sit in your brain. Knowledge is to become active. So my question, brothers and sisters, is this. What good is all this black, African, Afrocentric, spiritual, religion, whatever name you want to give it, knowledge, if we're not working it? I'm tired of belonging to a poor nation. I hope you're tired too.
That's it.
I'm tired of talking about how great Kemet was. That was in the past.
Yes, sir.
Let's make Kemet great again. I'm tired of talking about what riches we had in Mother Africa. We had these riches around the world. We just didn't have it in Africa. We had it around the world because the world belonged to us. So why don't we have riches today? I'm tired, brothers and sisters. We learn from the past, but I'm tired about talking about the past when I keep moving into the future.
Come on, brother.
Went to the grocery store last night. Supposed to be snow coming. We got a few little things. Looking at the bread, got the bread and just shook my head. I grew up in a time when a lot of black men were farmers. I grew up when most black women made their own bread. Now I'm standing here today looking at bread that's not even really good for you. White man produce it. We don't even have land to grow our own wheat to produce our own bread. Isn't that shame? Got all that land in Mother Africa. We don't even cooperate with them. They with us. We should be doing export-import business back and forth. Boom, boom. Both of us should be wealthy. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Why are we poor? My father used to say black folks poor because they want to be poor.
Yeah.
That's what he used to say. Black people are poor because they want to be poor. So brothers and sisters, call Brother Tabedia. What good is this knowledge if we are not going to put it to work? Because I don't know about you. I am tired. Ashe.
Ashe.
All praise be to God.